Hey, it's Chris. I think Apple's Reminders app is great. It's the organizational layer that basically keeps my life sane. I like it because it's free. I like it because it's ubiquitous. It's on all my devices. I like it because there's just enough power under the hood to be really useful, but at the same time, it's also very friction-free for me to actually use. And all the more so with the new features added in iOS and iPadOS 15. Now, I very rarely actually make a reminder in the app itself by typing something out. Instead, I almost always just use my voice to create a reminder on my Apple Watch. Remind me every day at 7 a.m. to drink some nitro coffee. But oftentimes I'll just be cruising around in the car and realize there's something that I need to make a reminder about. So I'll just use Siri and CarPlay to make a reminder while I'm driving. And you know what? I make a lot of Apple Notes that way as well. Now, it's rare for me to make a reminder that just sits in the inbox waiting for me to process later. Instead, I almost always attach some sort of time component to it. Remind me in 23 minutes to go to the coffee shop and get some work done. Or remind me at the end of the month that my coffee subscription is about to renew. I also really love setting up recurring reminders. So that's great for things like birthdays or anniversaries, things that you don't want to forget year to year even. Remind me on January 1st every year to buy flowers. Yes, Apple's Reminders app is literally what my work and personal lives run on. Without it, I feel like I'd be pretty lost. Now today, I'm excited to share some new features, especially the new tags functionality and the smart list functionality. So let's get into those first. So here I am in Reminders on the iPad. This is iPadOS 15. You'll notice there's no plus button, but what you actually need to do is just tap anywhere underneath one of your other items, and it will bring up a place for you to create a new item. So I'm gonna say, research video ideas. And then at the bottom of the screen down here, there's a hashtag button. I'm gonna tap on that, and it's gonna give me the option to add tags, and I'm gonna say videos, comma, and then maybe I'll add some tags for the subject matter of this video I'm planning. So I'll just say iPad and iPadOS. Okay, and I'll hit enter, and all of a sudden you'll see I've got some tags created over in the left. This is that new tags browser. So anytime that you create a reminder and add some tags, those tags are gonna get stacked up here in this tags browser, which you can minimize or maximize. Now, everybody's gonna organize their lives differently, but for me, I think I'm gonna end up replacing a lot of what I used to have as folders with tags. And so on a very top level, I'm gonna have two folders, one for work and one for personal. So let me come down here and just say add list. I'm gonna call it work, and I'm gonna leave the default icon, but you can change it to anything you want. You can give it different colors, and then let me come in here and add another one and call it personal. And for this one, maybe I'll give it some headphones and change it to red just to help it stand out. All right, there's my two lists. Now, if you already have some reminders, it's actually really easy to sort those into your folders. One way that you can do that is just grab some and maybe grab a couple here and drag them into the appropriate folder. Or something else you could do is swipe, hit details, and then scroll down and change the list that way. So for me, folders are gonna end up representing the biggest buckets that I put things into, and I wanna keep that pretty sparse. And then tags are gonna represent sub buckets, more or less projects within each of those larger buckets. Now, tags can get very efficient here in Reminders. Let's say you've entered in a whole bunch of different reminders and you didn't really know what you wanted to tag them at the time, or maybe it hit you later, hey, I should tag these and organize them this way. On the iPad, you can come up into the top right corner, click on the three dots, hit select reminders, and I'm gonna select all these iPhone 13 video reminders, and I'm gonna drag them onto the video tag. And you can see that I batch tagged all of those reminders. Now I'm gonna add a new tag to the top one that says iPhone, and I'm gonna go ahead and select all of these iPhone videos again and drop them onto the iPhone tag in the tag browser, and now I've batch labeled all of those. Now you can do something really similar on the iPhone. You can go up here to those three dots and hit select reminders and select your reminders that way. Or, and I like this way a lot better, you can use two fingers and select a bunch of reminders that way. And by the way, you can use two fingers to select multiple items in a list in basically all the different Apple apps. Hit those three dots, say add tag, and then I'm gonna give it my new tag. And that is how you can batch process your tags on an iPhone. Let me just say, if you're enjoying the vibe of this video, if you're finding some value in it, why not take a minute to hit subscribe? Because I've got lots of videos on the horizon similar to this one where I help you get more out of the Apple gear that you own. So once you're being consistent with labeling your reminders using those tags, you can then go to your tag browser and select multiple tags to slice up your reminders in any number of different ways. And there's all the tasks right in front of me that I need to do for that particular project. But I can easily switch projects by unselecting iMac and selecting iPhone while keeping that video tag still selected. So I think you're starting to see that as long as you just get your to-dos in the Reminders app and give them the right tags, then all the organization can more or less happen by itself. Now, as cool as tags are all by themselves, things got taken to a whole new level with the Smart List feature here. Basically what it is a way for you to create a folder or a list that automatically populates itself based on certain criteria. Aside from just including reminders with a specific tag or tags, you can also include reminders with a certain date range or that are flagged or that take place at a certain location. So I'm gonna tap on Add List. I'm gonna give it a name of Home Script Writing, and then I'm gonna say make into a smart list. Now here's where things get good. I can select certain tags and it can be more than one tag. So I'm gonna go ahead and say scripts and video. Now, maybe I only want this list to show me to-dos that are gonna happen in the next week. So I can tap on date, and then I'm gonna say relative range, and I'm gonna say in the next week, 1 week, because maybe I don't wanna see every single reminder from that list, including things that I might have scheduled like a year out. Then I'm gonna come in and tap on location, and I'm gonna say specific, and I can either set it to my current location or to my home location. I love the ability to interact with CarPlay and say, when I get in my car, remind me X, Y, or Z, maybe to call somebody if you want to be more productive during your drive, or listen to that podcast and you might forget. Or you can also say, remind me when I get out of my car, which basically just knows when you disconnect CarPlay, then go ahead and fire off this reminder. Now here's a quick tip. If you're gonna do some geofencing and you wanna be able to say, remind me when I get home, or remind me when I get to work, you have to go into your contacts list under your contact and enter in your home and work address. That's how Siri's gonna know how to pin those onto your reminders. And I guess for this one, I'm gonna pick an emoji and I'm just gonna say the sunglasses emoji, because I think this is pretty cool. And then you can see I've got my work list, my personal list, and my home script writing list. Now there's nothing in that list yet because I haven't created a reminder with those given parameters. Here's a great tip for you. It matters what list you have selected when you create a new reminder. So if I have my default reminders list selected, then when I create a new reminder, I'm gonna have to do all the tagging and sorting and whatever by hand. On the other hand, if I select my smart list, which is home script writing, and say new reminder here, look at this. It's automatically given it tags, scripts, and video, and it's automatically geofenced it for when I arrive home. So by creating a reminder inside of a particular smart list, I've already given the Reminders app some clues as to what I intend to do. And it does a lot of the organization for me. So I don't have to sit there and remember, now, what were the specific characteristics of things that are gonna land in this particular smart list? I can just set that up once, knowing what I want, and then create reminders from within that list to ensure that that whole system continues to work. Now, there's one feature that has to do with collaborating with other people that I find very, very useful. And it has to do with the ability to now remind me when I'm messaging somebody specific about a particular thing. So here I've got a reminder to order some new coffee pods. If I tap on the I for information next to it, scroll down a little bit, and tap on when messaging, I can then choose a person from my contacts to attach to this reminder. So in this case, I've selected business test phone. So I've gone ahead and sent a message to this contact, business test phone, and right away, I got this reminder to order some new coffee. So I've gone ahead and I've attached a reminder to a text thread. Now this could be useful for so many occasions. I often find myself saying, I really need to talk to so-and-so about X, Y, or Z. But the second that I think that thought isn't necessarily the best time to actually drop everything I'm doing and make a call or send a text. All right, AirPods. If you own a pair of AirPods, you probably already like the feature that announces messages as they come in right in your AirPods. But with iOS and iPadOS 15, I'm really excited that Announce Reminders is also coming to our AirPods. Now, let's not forget that iPads now let you put widgets anywhere. And so you have several different widget sizes to choose from now, and works the same with your iPhone too. I'm gonna go ahead and select this huge widget here from my reminders, say add widget. I'm gonna say edit widget, and I can come in here and select a particular list, including my new smart list. I can show reminders that are only scheduled for today or that are flagged. And I love that now I can have widgets for my reminders, my notes, my calendar, and just kind of build a business dashboard here in a way that I couldn't really do in previous iterations. And also love that I can use widgets differently on my different devices. On my iPhone, maybe I just want to see what's due today rather than everything, because I can just take some immediate action. Whereas on my iPad, I could have multiple widgets with multiple reminders lists and have a much broader overview of everything that I have going on. All right, that's pretty much it for this video. Even though I think we could have gone even further and gotten into the weeds a little bit more, but I just wanted to make a nice primer to at least get people going. So if you want more tips, then be sure to let me know in the comments. And actually, do me a favor, leave me a comment with a timestamp to your favorite part of the video. That'd be really helpful for me. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, because it's really just a time where we can hang out. It's like two friends hanging out, talking about Apple and behind the scenes here at Daily Tech. And sometimes it's more personal stuff, and sometimes it's just cool Apple tips and stuff that I don't cover anywhere else. So that's linked up down below. So I'll catch you in the next video or podcast episode, or over on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Daily Tech, spelled Daily Tekk, in both of those places too. Later.